Namaskar everyone. Many of you would have heard about the IAF, but today I Sanchi Shukla will be presenting and philosophizing your minds with some interesting facts about the IAF. Let's get started. Fact number 1. Indian Air Force is the fourth largest in the world. Fact number 2. At its peak, IAF has operated about 224 squadrons. Fact number 3. At 22,000 feet, SIACHEN Glacier AFS is the highest Air Force station of the IAF. Fact number 4. IAF has around 1,500 aircrafts and 1,70,000 personnel. Fact number 5. In January 2002, the Government of India granted the rank of Marshal of the Air Force to Arjan Singh. He was the first and the only 5-star officer with the IAF and ceremonial chief of the Air Force. Fact number 6. Gunjan Saxena was the first Indian woman officer who went to the wars, the Kargil Wars. Fact number 7. FARKHOR Air Base is India's first foreign air base located in Tajikistan. Fact number 8. So far, India has bought 36 twin-engine fighter planes from Dassault Rafale for an estimated 58,000 crore through an intergovernmental agreement signed in 2016. Fact number 9. IAF was established on 8th of October 1932. Fact number 10. Indian Air Force has more than 60,000 air bases in India. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Wow, look at that. That was a Rafale flying by, isn't it? It's so exhilarating to see India's might in the air. It makes me feel secure. Is it any special day today? Our Air Force is trending everywhere today.
Yes, Rehan. Mark the date. Today is 8th October, which is celebrated as Air Force Day in India.
Oh, is it? But why do we celebrate today as Air Force Day?
Well, all of us know that we are one of the strongest armed forces in the world. Air Force Day is celebrated to assure the nation that we are in safe hands and that the enemies across our borders may not take us lightly. This year, India is celebrating its 88th Air Force Day. Like every year, a grand parade cum investiture ceremony was held at the Air Force Station at Hindon near Delhi,
Yes, I heard the Air Chief Marshal speak today. He was mentioning that we need to salute and remember the countless sacrifices that our air warriors have made not only during combat times but also in numerous relief operations. Also, let me share some interesting facts about the Indian Air Force. I am sure they will leave you in awe.
Sure, what are they? Now you've got me curious.
First one, IAF is the fourth largest air force in the world. What a feat that is. Secondly, the Indian Air Force ensign is blue in color with the national flag in the first quadrant and a roundel consisting of the colors of the national flag.
That is so symbolic.
Another fact that you may not know is that the motto of the IAF, Nabas Parsham Deeptam, which means touch the sky with glory, has been taken from the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, which comprises the discourse given by Lord Krishna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. And lastly, the Hindon Air Force Station, where we have our annual parades, well, that is the largest in Asia.
That was so inspiring, Rehan. It surely fills me with a sense of pride.
Yes, salute and best wishes to brave air warriors, veterans and families on the 88th Air Force Day 2020. With their tenacity and indomitable spirit, may our air warriors they conquer blue skies and keep the Indian airspace safe. Jai Hind.
Everyone, today I'm going to show you a magical trick. See, these are some bits of paper and this is a balloon. Balloon has nothing sticky on it, neither the paper. See, they are not sticking. But when we rub a cloth on the balloon, do you think this is magic? No, this is science. For knowing this trick, you need to know what is static charge, or you can say static electricity. It is a stationary electric charge mainly produced by friction. Static or stationary means not moving. Friction means heat produced by rubbing two objects. As you can say in simpler words, charge produced by rubbing two objects is called static charge. Every object or thing in the whole world is made by small particles called atoms. Atoms is made from three small particles: electron, proton, neutron. Electron is negatively charged, proton is positively charged, and neutron is neutral. It has no charge and it is heavy in weight. So what did actually happen? This is a balloon and this is a cloth. They both are neutral. But when we rub the cloth on the balloon, the cloth gives electrons to the balloon. Now this is a negatively charged balloon. When we bring it close to the paper, it attracts the paper and the paper sticks on the negatively charged balloon. So this was the experiment for today. Thank you.
Very good, Divyansh. Thank you so much.
Namaskar everyone, I am Prusha Kitipa. Today I am going to share my little art craft activity on topic flora and fauna. Flora is the plant's life and it helps in maintaining biodiversity. With the help of flora, we can get powerful medical herbs. And fauna means all the animal life. Animals along with plants make the balance of environment. On the right side of the sheet, there are so many animals, green trees, birds, clean water with fishes. And on the left side, everything has destroyed because of global warming and cutting off trees. So, don't let these species go extinct. In this world, we all are linked. So, let's preserve flora and fauna. Thank you. Bye-bye.
India has been a home to the Asiatic lion, the snow leopard, and the Royal Bengal tiger for ages. Whereas now the same familial spaces have become threats to their life. The tiger and its habitat has been over-familiarized with the human species, creating a disbalance in nature. We got through to someone who has been involved in saving the Royal Bengal tiger for the longest of time.
The tiger is primarily a forest animal. It likes to be away from people. Studies on tiger dispersal show us that tigers will prefer to go through very difficult terrain like ravines and hills in order to avoid people. And forests are being cut down, and more than anything, corridors between forests are being destroyed.
That was Neha Sinha, a conservation biologist and columnist who has experience with tigers.
Our skewed development models have ruined the tiger's abode to an extent that it has become irretrievable. Climate change and global warming, coastal erosion, and a rise in the sea level have added to the misery of the tiger and snatched him of his royalty. Moreover, human encroachments have only worsened the case.
The development model that we are following, in which we have a lot of mines, a lot of roads, a lot of highways in places which didn't have all that before, definitely disturbs the animal.
Are we that self-seeking to invade in someone else's home to forcefully make it our own? The question is, how far can this go? The Asiatic lion is another species topping the charts of being on the verge of getting extinct. Found majorly in the Gir forest, the species becomes prone to forest fires, poaching, encroachments, epidemics, and natural diseases. We have reached out to someone who has worked extensively on creating a second home for the lion.
I'm Dr. Fayaz Khudsar. I have been trained in wildlife biology. First, I worked in Ashola Wildlife Sanctuary, where I was working as a junior research fellow. From there, I went to Kanha National Park, where I worked to see that how community, especially Gond and Begas, come together so that it should give long-term sustenance to the tiger and its habitat. And then finally, I came to Kuno Wildlife Sanctuary, which is proposed second home for Asiatic lion, where I worked for a very long period of time. I stayed with Saharia tribe, one of the very primitive tribe on the periphery of the Kuno sanctuary, for more than a year. There were 24 villages within the sanctuary, and the majority of them were Saharia tribe. And my staying with them made it very easy for me to understand. And initially when I went there, they were not ready to interact. So I became a teacher for their kids. So slowly their parents become friends, and then I interacted with them, and then I brought forest department. We all interacted, and finally we convinced them that it's very important for you to come out. And they have been relocated and rehabilitated properly, because there were a lot of issues inside. One thing is very important to understand, that when you look at a site where you are planning to bring some species, you need to look at the site that what are the issues and reason for extermination of that particular species. Is the site even ready today to accept the animal? Because you need to look at the prey-based availability. Because for reintroduction, it is very important to understand that you look at the site which is part of historical, geographical distribution range. Otherwise, it's very difficult. And the nearest site was from Guna. And one of the study from the Central India suggested that tigers and lions were together.
How crucial is India's role in conservation of the Asiatic lion?
When you are protector of a species which is existing only in your country, then you need to protect it. And that is the one reason that we must protect it. Because tomorrow your future generation is not going to see this animal. Then what you will do? People will ask you actually that why you have not protected this animal. This was with you for a longer period of time. Though once upon a time it was distributed in entire Asia, from Palestine to Palama, Jharkhand, near Narmada, in Haryana. Even in Mughal period, we had Asiatic lion in Delhi, near Flagstaff or Khyber Pass. Slowly we have lost. And why we have lost? Because of hunting, massive hunting initially. Now habitat gone, slowly finished and restricted to single site, that is Gir National Park and sanctuaries. And when a species restricted to single site, they face variety of extinction threat. Any single epidemic can wipe out entire population in one go. And that is evident from canine distemper virus recently. And in 1994, I remember Serengeti, Tanzania has faced similar problem, where canine distemper virus had wiped out about 25% of the population of the African lions. If something of that sort will appear in Gir, I don't know what will happen. So we need to understand the importance of this species, and quickly we need to do something. We are waiting, I don't know for what. You see, Honorable Supreme Court has given direction, and Government of India needs to send a couple of prize to Kuno. The direction came in 2013. Then expert committee visited the site, that is Kuno National Park, and the committee suggested that an introduction can be done. But it is delayed by almost 5 years. And it is Wildlife Institute of India who was involved in the entire process. So scientific fact is very clear there, that if you don't take this animal to other site, something may happen. Conservation biology suggests the same facts. So we should not wait much.
Kanha National Park and Kuno Wildlife Sanctuary have become second homes to the lion, where the community has come together to plan long-term sustenance patterns for the population and its habitat. But several on-site issues still exist that have become major catalysts for the extermination of the species. However, are we there yet?
While time might be running out for the Asiatic lion, we still want to catch a glimpse of them in a habitat that might give the species new hope.
Snow leopard, the solitary creature, is the most ferocious wildcat by nature and is hardly visible. Let us talk to someone who has had the privilege to see this elusive animal live.
My name is Sabang Namgyal. I work for the Snow Leopard Conservancy India Trust based in Ladakh. The first snow leopard I had seen in the year 2000 in the Hemis National Park, and it was quite an experience. Didn't expect to see the snow leopard. People spent months together in the field, and so even I was doing a lot of research on mountain ungulates, mountain sheep and goats, which are the prey species of the snow leopard. So I was studying them, but I never expected that I would see one. So I was making this vegetation map in an area, and then I was scanning the slopes, and suddenly I saw the silhouettes of these two animals on a skyline. And then when I turned my spotting scope, they turned out to be snow leopards, and so that was quite a magical experience. Actually, the first time. So they were cubs. They were not full grown, but still, they're smoky gray color with these spots and rosettes and all. And their eyes were I could see that bluish greenish eyes. The most important difference is that snow leopards cannot roar like other big cats. So that's the main difference. And other than that, it lives very high up in the mountains, in the Himalayas and other Central Asian and South Asian mountains. And it's a very elusive cat compared to many other big cats. Yes.
Mostly spotted in the Himalayas, the Central and the South Asian mountain ranges, the snow leopard is nowhere to be found in the Indian history, folklore and cave paintings of Ladakh.
There are not many. For example, snow leopard doesn't feature in folk songs and folk tales like many other animals. For example, the black-necked crane is a very flagship species when it comes to birds, in the Himalayan region. We have been looking at that. For example, the mural paintings of the Ladakh and, the Tibetan culture. We don't see any snow leopard in these paintings, which is surprising. And even petroglyphs, these are the rock carvings that very old rock carvings are strewn all across the Himalayas in Ladakh. And there also we don't see the snow leopard curved in these rocks. While on the other hand, all the other animals, all these prey species are curved in those rocks. So I don't know, maybe people, despised them in the past also because they killed the livestock. Maybe they didn't like them or something like that. I don't know. That's very surprising that it doesn't feature in many folk songs and folk tales and all these cultural things.
A solitary and elusive animal, the leopard is despised for killing the livestock of the tribes living around, and thus no conservation laws for its species were in place for a long time.
When the snow leopard got inside livestock pens, people would kill them because there were no conservation laws. The Wildlife Protection Act of India came into being in 1972, and before that there were no strong conservation laws, so they were killed pretty openly. And so after that there were a lot of strict rules, and so because of that the revenge killing has gone down. The organization that I worked for came into existence in the year 2003. mostly in response to the growing conflict between snow leopards and humans. And the conflict was mostly, snow leopard would get inside livestock pens and kill a lot of sheep and goats, sometimes up to 60-70 sheep and goats in a single night. What happens is that, the places like Ladakh, it's a treeless area. People don't have enough resources to cover the roof of the livestock pens. Oftentimes these livestock pens are designed to keep the livestock in, but not the predators out, so it's just a precarious structure. So the snow leopard would easily jump in. And so the Conservancy then really solved that by providing wire mesh to local people so that the roof is covered. And so that really changed a lot the scenario.
But with people becoming more receptive to ideas and realizing the instrumental, ecological and intrinsic value of the endangered creatures, conservation biology looks like a plausible and approachable course. But we are still far from the shore.
Earlier, snow leopards for them means it's a big threat and they didn't want the snow leopard anywhere near them. But today, they're trying to attract the snow leopards close to their villages, and that's happening within a span of some 15 years. So now they are very receptive to ideas whenever we tell them about other positive things about snow leopard, they listen to us. And so we take this opportunity to really tell them about the instrumental value and the intrinsic value and ecological value of snow leopard. So when we tell these things that I told you about, how the extinction of snow leopard can cascade down all the way down to the hydrological system, hydrological regime in a particular area, they understand that, villagers understand that more than people in urban areas, for example, in places like Leh, because they are connected to the land more, so they understand all these processes.
The climate change has led the species of these three animals in particular towards utter darkness. The volatility and susceptibility of the rising temperatures and sea levels have pushed them to wander into uncharted territories, increasing the human and wildlife conflicts. Rampant urbanization and industrialization have further cut down the resources for wildlife to endure the challenges for its survival. The self-absorbed human race marginalizes the flora and fauna, knowingly or unknowingly, to satisfy their insatiable desires. Inventive conservationist strategies, including tranquilization and translocation of the species, needs to be developed in order to protect the target species. It's high time that we start hearing those who can't speak for themselves and speaking the unspoken. We, as responsible and aware human beings, need to become the voices of change for the environment and all its inhabitants. For once, the privileged ones need to become the saviors, as Mother Nature is a home to all, where each living being is equal in her eyes and needs to be nurtured as one's own.
आज मत जाओ, तुम्हारी तबीयत बहुत खराब हो रही है।
बच्चे मेरे स्कूल में इंतजार कर रहे होंगे।
बच्चों को यार कोई और पढ़ा देगा।
उनके एग्जाम स्टार्ट होने वाले हैं, इसलिए मुझे जाना होगा। मुझे मत रोको। बाय।
अच्छा जाओ, अपना ध्यान रखना।
टोटे 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 टोटे।
क्लास।
Ma'am, what happened to you? Are you fine?
Yeah, I'm fine. Go back to your seats. मुझे वो बंडल पास करना।
नहीं, पहले तुम खाना खाओ, तुम्हारी तबीयत बहुत खराब हो रही है।
नहीं, मुझे वो पहले बंडल चेक करने हैं, उसके बाद मैं खा लूँगी, क्योंकि अगर मैंने अभी चेक नहीं करे तो मैं उन्हें कल पेपर नहीं देख पाऊँगी, और फिर वो अपने फाइनल्स के लिए कैसे पढ़ेंगे। उनको अभी मैं पेपर चेक करके दूँगी मॉक टेस्ट, ताकि वो अपनी गलतियाँ सुधार पाए और आगे वो गलतियाँ ना दोहराएं। तो मुझे अभी पेपर चेक करना ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है।
Today, Mom was not feeling well at all.
अच्छा, तो तुमने क्या किया?
Nothing.
कुछ नहीं किया? बेटा, टीचर्स तुम्हारे लिए दिन रात एक कर देती है, तुम्हें जरूर कुछ करना चाहिए था। अच्छा सुनो, कल टीचर्स डे है, तुम सब मिलकर उन्हें कुछ सरप्राइज दे देना।
What an idea! I will definitely do that and surprise her.
Wow, what a brilliant surprise. Thank you.
Ma'am, you do so many things for us. Can't we do something for you? Thank you for seeing our theatre. But I want to talk to you about something. That teachers do so many things for us, but we do nothing for them. So, this time, you promise me and my team that you will do something for your teachers